Sup? So, you may or may not have seen a short that I put out recently about how to get to Mew in any copy of Pokemon Emerald, specifically an English copy of Pokemon Emerald, using glitches and arbitrary code execution. Well, that video is pretty short and it's more of just a quick explanation of what's possible. So today I have put my Emerald cartridge inside of my DS and I have hooked it up to my DS capture card, and we are going to go through the process step by step so you can do some pretty cool stuff yourself. So yeah, without any hesitation, let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is get ourselves a Ralts if we don't have one already, and I don't. And while you could just run around in this grass outside Petalburg to find yourself one, I am going to RNG manipulate one because that is what I do. And so I'm going to soft reset my game at the same time that I start this timer. Boop. And then I'm going to use Sweet Scent, and if I do it at the right time, I should be able to get a Ralts. If you don't know what this is and you've never done this, go check out I'm a Blisy on YouTube, because there are many guides on that channel. 3, 4, 5, 6 on how to RNG manipulate in Gen 3 and, you know, do all kinds of really cool stuff. There's our Ralts. Hey, there we go. All right, so we got our Ralts. I'm just gonna throw an Ultra Ball and hope this works. Be pretty upset if it didn't work. It's a freaking Ralts. 1, 2, 3. That's a good boy. All right, cool. So we got our Ralts, and now we need to catch ourselves a Volbeat on Route 117. So it'll fly over there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please be a Volbeat. Please be a Volbeat. Hey, there's our Volbeat. Cool. So that only took 2 tries. All right, cool. And Volbeat is in the ball. So that step of the process is done. Took me around 5 minutes to RNG manipulate both of these. You might be able to get them in a similar amount of time just running around the grass. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do it this way, but I like RNG manipulation. It is fun. And so now we have to go do the in-game trade. We'll head over to Rustboro City, and then the guy we need to trade with is in the house to the right of the gym. Boop, boop. Head in here and talk to this guy, and he will trade us Dots the C-Dot. Kobe sent over Dots, so we have Dots ready. And now we head over to Fortree City and get ourselves a Plusle. We'll take this item off of our C-Dot. We don't need him to have that. Head over to Fortree. And the kid with the Plusle is right inside here. Yes, I will trade you a Volbeat for a Plusle. That sounds great to me. All right, cool. So we've got pluses, and now what we need to do is we need to save these two. We do not want to lose them, for they are the clutch of the entire glitch process. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make a clone of them. I'm going to take this mail off. We are going to make a clone of these two using the battle tower. So we're going to fly to the battle tower, and we're going to keep those clones unedited, untweaked, because there's a chance that our first try at getting the glitch Pokemon that we need to execute the codes is, we mess it up, and then we would have to start a whole new save file to get a new Dots and Pluses. So we want to have a completely unedited Dots and Pluses safe and ready as backups just in case something fails. So to do this, in case you're not familiar with the Battle Tower cloning glitch, we're going to deposit Dots and Pluses. We are going to save. We are going to withdraw them. And then we are going to go talk to this battle tower lady right here. And what this will do is it'll make it so our party saves, but the boxes don't. So when we reset, the boxes will still have the Pokemon we deposited, but our party will also have these two in them. So we're going to enter them. You don't have to enter these two. It doesn't matter which ones you enter. So she's going to ask you to save once, right? And you're going to hit A here, and then you're not going to hit A here. Instead, you're going to reset your game. And so what happens is your party gets saved, but your boxes don't. And so your boxes revert to the state they were before you actually saved. And there's basically no danger to this. As long as you don't reset your game during that actual save that happens the second time, you're pretty much safe. So we'll just go check. And as you can see, our Dots and Pluses are still here in the box, and they are also here in the party. So we have our backups, and now we can move on to the next step of the process, which is preparing these two for the actual glitch. So I'm going to move them into box 1, and this is where we are going to work from. So you might find yourself asking, why do we need Dots and Pluses? Why can't I just use any Pokemon? What in the hell is going on here? So someone figured out, and that someone is actually merrp, who was the first person to discover that this Pokemon with a species ID of 0611, which I'll explain what that is in a little bit. A Pokemon with a species ID of 0611 has a glitched sprite animation. And so when it hatches and the Pokemon that it would be sort of animates, it causes causes a memory leak in the game, and we can utilize that memory leak to execute codes. So super amazing stuff from merrp to do this. It was used to accomplish a very fast any percent speed run in Emerald, and then since then a friend of mine, Sleipnir, has gone to great lengths to create codes that we can use with this 0611 Pokemon to do all kinds of crazy stuff within the game, basically turn you into a god in Pokemon Emerald. And so to do that, it says here that we have to give Dots the EVs of 17 HP and 6 attack. So if you watch the short, you know that I gave it 1 HP up, I killed 7 Whismur and 6 Shuppet. So the HP up increases the HP EVs by 10. Each of the Whismur that I killed increases the EVs by 1, so for a total of 7 to get to 17. And then the Shuppet, the 6 Shuppet, each give 1 attack EV, so that brings us to 6 attacks. So all I was doing was EV training the C-Dot so that he had 17 HP and 6 attack. Well, why do we want 7 HP or 17 HP and 6 attack? Well, 17 HP and 6 attack, it turns out, if we go over to our handy dandy programmer calculator here and put in 17, you'll see that in hex, this is the value of 1. And if we put in the value of 6 for decimal, the value is 6. So 6 is the 6 attack and 1 is the 17 HP. Now you might be thinking, well, why do the EVs matter for what the species becomes? Well, that is where we get into palm egg corruption. So this is another really well documented glitch that Metacry and Worcester did a ton of experimenting with back in the day. And essentially every Pokemon has these blocks of data that make them up. So they have the growth block that determines their species, their item, their experience. They have the attack block that determines their moves and their PP. They have the EVs and conditions block, which stores their effort values and their contest stats. And then they have the miscellaneous block that determines their Pokerust status, their Met location, their IVs, all that good stuff. And depending on what their PID is, their personality value, those structures actually get read in a different order. And what palm egg corruption does is it actually changes the PID and thereby changing the order of the structures that are getting read. And for the case of Dots, his PID is such that when you corrupt him, his EVs and conditions get swapped with his growth. And so you can see here that the first 2 bytes of his growth structure are species, and the first 2 bytes of the EVs and condition structure are attack and HP. And so when we corrupt it, the EVs and conditions get swapped with the growth substructure, and Dots becomes species, whatever our HP EV is and whatever our attack EV is, which in this case we're going to make them 6 and 1. And the Pokemon 0611 is actually, if we convert that number to decimal, or we go to hex 0611, that's actually Pokemon number 1553. So the Pokedex could have up to, like 4096 Pokemon in it. It could have a crazy number of Pokemon. It might even be more than that. So this is way past the national dex. This is just some random ass fucking Pokemon that the game never would have planned for, but you have created it, and therefore it causes glitches within the game, of course. And it just so happens that this particular Pokemon causes a glitch that allows us to execute codes within Emerald. So that is exactly why we are going to be giving our Dots 17 HP EVs and 6 attack EVs. And so just like I did in the video, I'm going to withdraw Dots the C-Dot. We're going to give him 1 HP up. So I'm going to fly to Lily Cove, and I'll buy a few of these just because I will need some later. I'll buy like 5 of them. Should be enough. And then I'm going to give 1 of these to Dots. And now Dots has 10 HP EVs. And so now we just have to go kill 7 Whismur. And so I'll give him the EXP share so he doesn't have to actually fight, because he is absolutely dog water at fighting. And then I'm going to head over to Verdant Turf Tunnel, and the only Pokemon that spawns in Verdant Turf Tunnel is Whismur, so we can reliably get just HP EVs from that and not have to worry about accidentally putting on EVs that we don't want. So I'm just going to run around. And there's Whismur number 1. There's Whismur number 2. There's number 3. There's Whismur number 4. That's 5. This one makes 6. And finally, this one makes 7. And you can double check by looking at your PP, assuming you didn't miss any moves. So I've used 6 wing attacks already. And so this would be number 7. So we know that we are done with Whismur. And so now we get to move on to Shuppet. And for that, we're going to head to Mount Pyre. All right, so we're here at Mount Pyre. I just encountered my first Shuppet, and we're just going to kill him. He decided to kill himself. That's fine. Works for me. All right, that's 1 Shuppet. This is Shuppet number 2. This Shuppet makes 3. And here's Shuppet number 4. And that's Shuppet number 5. And C-Dot wants to evolve. We're just going to cancel that. I don't think it matters if he evolves, but I don't like to evolve him. I like to keep him as a C-Dot. Okay, and this Shuppet makes 6. So we are done EV training our C-Dot, and now I'm going to take the EXP share off of him. And then while we're here, I'm actually going to catch a Shuppet of my own for reasons that I will reveal once we start doing the Pomeg corruption. Cool. Okay, so now we need to do our last bits of prep so that we can start doing Pomeg glitch corruption. So I will travel back to Lily Cove, and I'll explain why I'm going to Lily Cove once we get there. So first we need to withdraw pluses because we need to take pluses over to the move deleter. Something that I've sort of glossed over was that even though Dots has a particular PID that makes him susceptible to corruption, we also have to pair Dots with pluses the plusle as what's called a corruption initiator. So I've head over here to the move deleter, and basically what a corruption initiator does is makes it so after we've corrupted Dots, Plus's data is also there in the box, and sort of Plus's has some extra data on it that causes Dots to become a stable Pokemon. It's what prevents Dots from becoming a bad egg versus a hatchable egg. And so we need to do this little bit of prep, and for Plus's case, that means removing all Plus's moves but Growl. There are a few other corruption initiators. The Lickitung from Fire Red and Leaf Green can also be used as a corruption initiator by doing some prep with it, by giving it a heart mark and some specific contest stats, but we're not going to get into that today. We just need Pluses and Dots. So Pluses is ready. All its moves are deleted except for Growl. And then in the same vein, we need to put Flash in the 4th move slot of Dots. And this is just another thing that makes it a little more likely that our corruption winds up stable and we get a hatchable egg when we are done with the Pomeg corruption process. So we teach Dots Flash in the 4th move slot, and then these two are ready to go. And now it is time to go back to the battle tower and start cloning once again. So this time our goal is to basically just clone enough of these Dots and Pluses that we fill up a few rows of the boxes here in box 2, and we want them to be arranged in an alternating pattern like this, starting with Pluses in the top left, Pluses, Dots, Pluses, Dots, Pluses, Dots. How many you fill in box 1 and 2 will eventually determine how many hatchable eggs you get, but realistically you only need a few eggs. You need like 1 or 2 because you can clone the glitch eggs and execute codes that way. So we're going to repeat the cloning glitch just like we did before, except this time we're going to try and clone a few more of them. I'm going to put Shuppet and Venusaur in the box for now, just because we don't need them and we want to have as much space in our party as possible for cloning to happen. And then we're going to save with those 2 in the box, and then we're going to withdraw our Dots and Pluses, head over to the battle tower lady, and repeat the glitch just like we did before. The only difference is that this time we're going to be doing it multiple times. So we'll just enter 2 Pokemon. And remember, you hit A on the first save, and then you soft reset without hitting A on the second save. And that's all you need to do to guarantee that this clone glitch works and doesn't corrupt anything in your game. I like to hold the A button after hitting the first yes, so that then I can just hit B, select and start to soft reset after the dialogue pops up. So now we can go to our PC, go to move Pokemon, and we have another Dots and Pluses in our party. And now next time we can clone 4 of them at a time, which makes it a little bit faster. So we deposit them, we save, and then we withdraw all 4 of the Dots and Pluses. Boop, 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 and boop. Okay, so I just finished cloning 3 rows of Dots and Pluses, so this is good enough to get started. And now we just need to set up for the Pomeg glitch itself. So I'm going to put Shuppet into my party. I'm going to have 1 other Pokemon in my party. I don't need Venusaur anymore, and I'm actually going to swap Venusaur out for my Electrode, who has self-destruct, because we need to have a fainted Pokemon in our party to do the Pomeg glitch properly. The other thing that we need is we need to give our Shuppet some HP EVs. So it's at an odd number of HP. It's at 69 HP. Nice. So we can just give it 1 HP up, and that should keep it at odd HP. And then we'll be able to use the Pomeg Berry to take it from 1 HP down to 0 HP. So that is super useful. Give it an HP up, and now it's at 70. And I'm going to give it 1 more, and that should bring it up to 70 71. Yep. Okay. So the Shuppet is now at 71. And when I use a Pomeg Berry, it'll drop it down to 70. And so we'll be able to get it to 0 HP without actually fainting it, which is the key part of this glitch. So now we just have to do the Pomeg glitch itself. Obviously you need to make sure you have a Pomeg Berry. I don't exactly remember where the Pomeg Berry is located in the game, but there's enough of them that you can get one, and then using the cloning glitch, you can clone multiple of them so that you never run out and can do this glitch as much as you want. So I'm going to go to Oldale Town. Doesn't really matter where you go, but Oldale Town is usually where I will do this. And then we're just going to get the last bits of setup here. So I'm going to faint my Electrode. This poor Wurmple had no idea what was coming. Poor thing. He was just a boy. All right, Electrode is fainted, and now we just need to use Curse on Shuppet twice to get it down to 1 HP. Nice thing about this route is that all the Pokemon have normal type attacks. No one has a move that can actually hurt Shuppet, so you can freely use Curse without worrying about taking any extra damage and getting down to 1 HP. No problemo. Stupid Pugina using Tackle. You can't tackle a ghost Pokemon, you clown. We run away, and we'll use Curse one more time. Boop, 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 and voila, we are at 1 HP. All right, we are perfectly set up to do the Pomeg glitch, and from this point on, we are not going to save again until we have our nest ball egg. And so we are going to save right here. And then we are probably going to have to do the Pomeg glitch multiple times because it's not 100% guaranteed we get the corruption that we want every time. But eventually, when we do it enough times, we will wind up with our nest ball egg. So I'll walk you through how to do the Pomeg glitch corruption process right now. First, you are going to walk into the grass and make sure that you have a fainted Pokemon in the lead of your party. And it's going to send in your second Pokemon. You're going to go and switch to your third Pokemon, and then you're going to run. And what this does is it messes up the game's idea of what the lead Pokemon is. And then we go to the PC, and we're going to take our alive Pokemon, which in this case is my Pelipper, and we're just going to plop Pelipper down into the box. And so now we have just the 1 HP Shuppet and the fainted Electrode in our party, and we're going to use the Pomeg Berry on Shuppet. And now, as you can see, we have 2 Pokemon in our party, and both of them are fainted, and yet we are still walking around. So that is pretty neat. And now all we have to do is go and enter a battle, and we should send out a weird-ass little question mark guy. I like to call him Mega Unknown, but the official name used by the glitch researchers is a Decamark. And then once we see this Decamark, we know that we can do the next step, which is we go to Pokemon. We scroll over and we look at a Pokemon summary, we back out, and then we have to start, we press B one more time, and then we're going to start scrolling up. And I'm going to turn my GB or my DS sound on here so you can hear. And what we're going to do is scroll up for about 5 seconds, and you're going to hear it do some beeps. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's about it. If you do any more than that, you risk corrupting other data on your file. But if you only do about 5 seconds, there's really no risk to you, and it only affects box 1 and 2. So we can run away, it'll white us out, and then we can head back into the Pokemon Center, and then we'll open up the PC, and we should see that our dots and pluses have now been corrupted in box 2. So we head over to box 2, and this only affects box 1 and 2. That's why I cleared out box 1 and 2. And you see we've got a bunch of eggs in here. Bad egg, 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 bad egg. So we got a bad run that time, and that's fine. And we just reset and we try it again. So just like before, we're going to enter a battle. We are going to switch into our third Pokemon. Remember, the fainted Pokemon should be in the lead of your party when you start the battle. Now we run away, head up into the Pokemon Center. We deposit our third Pokemon. I'm just going to put him in box 8. And then we use the Pomeg Berry on our 1 HP Shuppet. Scroll down, Pomeg Berry, use, Shuppet. And then we go enter a battle. We should send out our Mega Unknown. Super normal, very cool. Definitely not weird at all. Look at a Pokemon summary, back out, and then we're gonna hold up for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back out and run away. Pop into the Pokemon Center and see if we got a good corruption this time. Head over to box 2. Okay, we've got some corruptions. Oh, we got an egg here. Bingo! So when you see an egg called dots in a nest ball, that is it. That is the egg that we want. And so we should have a couple of these. I see we have one here. Let's see, we got any other good ones? Nope. We only got the one. Well, that's pretty interesting. Usually we get a couple, but I guess I only got the one this time, and that's fine because like I said, we can actually clone the egg. So this is a good opportunity to show you how to do reverse cloning, which actually allows you to delete these bad eggs, which which is obviously something you might want to do. You might not like having a bunch of bad eggs in your boxes. You might want to get rid of all these cloned Pokemon. So that is totally fine, and I'll show you how to do that now. But we've gotten our egg, and so in this case, I am going to save because we are good to go. All right, so we are back here in the battle tower, and I will show you how to do the reverse cloning glitch to get rid of these bad eggs. In the normal cloning glitch, we deposit Pokemon and then save. In the reverse cloning glitch, we actually withdraw the Pokemon we want to delete and then save and then deposit them. And so like I said, activating the battle tower glitch causes your party to update, but your box to not update. And so your box will still be in the state where they are not there, but your party will be in the state where they are deposited. So we're going to withdraw them. We're going to save, and then we are going to deposit them back into the box. And then I'm even going to withdraw the good egg that we know is our hatchable 611 ace execution egg. And we'll clone a couple copies of that while we're doing this declone glitch. So I'll deposit these back into the box. I will withdraw the one good egg here, and we'll need another Pokemon just so we can do the battle tower. Head over here, and just like before, we select our 2 Pokemon. Hold A on the first save dialogue. Soft reset on the second save dialogue. And you can use your power switch or whatever. You don't have to do a soft reset. It doesn't matter. That's just the way I like to do it because it's pretty quick. And now some of those bad eggs, 5 of the bad eggs should be gone from our box. Yep, all those ones we had from before are gone. I'm going to leave the other ones over here because I don't need to waste your time doing more reverse cloning. And then we have one more glitch egg in our box, and then we have the one in our party, which is great. So now we are ready to hatch this glitch egg and execute a code. So we are at the step that everybody's been waiting for. We can finally execute a code. And what code are we going to execute? Well, in the short, I executed the code that teleports you to Muse Island, but there's way more advanced codes now. And so I'm going to show you what I mean there. First, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to fly to Mauville City just because I know that's where we need to be to activate the code. And then I will show you what we are going to do. So this is Sleipnir 17's pastebin. As I mentioned, Sleipnir has done a huge amount of work making all of these codes, and we are forever grateful to Sleipnir. He has a YouTube channel. I will link it in the description. Please go subscribe to him as well because he has written codes for not only just Emerald, but as you can see here, Sleipnir has done a ton of work on how you can do this in Fire Red and Leaf Green. However, you do need a copy of Emerald to be able to set up Fire Red and Leaf Green because they don't have the same kind of setup in that game as they do in Emerald, but that is for another video. So I'm going to go to these lists of codes. So he has the first list of codes for box name execution for Emerald. And you can see here in the list of available codes, we've got set Naval Rock flags, set Faraway Island and Birth Island flags, unlock Mirage Island, all of these other great codes. But the one that we want is actually in the second list because I think it's super cool. We're not just going to teleport to Muse Island. We are going to unlock Faraway Island via mystery gift. So we are going to use a code to essentially replicate receiving the old sea map via a gift so that we can go there and come back from there whenever we want. Notes: execute this code inside the Pokemon Center of Mauville City, close the diploma that will show up after the execution, and talk to the man sitting in the up left corner. He will give you the old sea map and will unlock Faraway Island's flag. So that is about as close to receiving the mystery gift as you could possibly get. And so we scroll down here past this. This is the actual math that's going on in the background that he uses to generate the codes. And then this is the code for the box names itself. And so I'm going to get this on my screen in a way that we can see so we can do the typing. All right, and then I'm going to head into the Pokemon Center. I'm going to save in front of the BC just for safety measure because I'm going to save after I type the code too, but I like to save before I type the code in case, something goes wrong. Then we're going to go up to the PC and we're just going to enter the codes in order as Sleipnir does here. Now we want to make sure, just for note, we want to make sure that boxes 10 through 14 are empty. You cannot have anything, I think it's actually 11 through 14, but just to be safe, make sure your boxes 10 through 14 are empty. That will interfere with the code. Everything else does not matter. And then we're just going to go from box 1 and we're going to enter the codes. So and that should do it. So always make sure to scroll through and check your codes after you type them, just to be sure that you didn't make any mistakes. but it'll be apparent if you made mistakes because we are going to save right now with this code typed. I'm pretty confident in it, so I'm just going to save. And then all I need to do is hatch the egg inside the Pokemon Center, which, let me check the egg. It should be pretty close to hatching. Yeah, it's making sounds. It's pretty close to hatching. So we're just going to have to walk back and forth until this egg hatches. And if we did everything correctly, it should execute the code in our boxes. And then this weird looking guy in the top left of the Pokemon Center will give us the old C map and activate the event. And then we can freely go to Mew's Island. Boy, this egg takes a while. Okay, egg is finally hatching. Cool. So the egg should hatch and it'll either be a black circle or a blood question mark. It's a blood question mark. The certificate pops. And we walk over to our guy here. Thank you for using the mystery gift system. Let me confirm, you are Jeff? We received this old C map addressed to you. Obtain the old C map. Put the old C map away. It appears to be for use at the Lily Cove City Port. Why not give it a try and see what that's about? And then we can go to our bag and we should see just down here. Boom, old C map. Now, the downside here is that we have this ugly glitch Pokemon in our party, but we can actually get rid of it. So we want to put it in the lead of our party. It has to be in the lead slot, and you do not want to look at the summary. If you look at the summary, it'll crash your game. And then you go to the PC, we go to deposit Pokemon, we hit A, and we go to release, just like that. Any other way, it will crash your game, but this will allow you to release the glitch Pokemon and resume normal operation. So that is super, super key. And now we should be able to go to Mew's Island, no problemo. So I'm gonna head over to Lily Cove City, head down here to the dock, and we'll show the past of lady. I beg your pardon, can we sail to the place on the map? I know someone who will help better. Which is pretty cool. Like, you get to actually experience the event as if you received the map. Not that teleporting to the island isn't super cool. Like, don't get me wrong, teleporting to the island is fucking sweet. But being able to actually do the event as if you received the item and have the item in your game is pretty cool. It's super cool. So Mr. Brownie pops us on the boat, and then just like that, we have arrived on Faraway Island, right? Just as the developers intended, eh? Oh, there's a little sign over here. I've actually never read this. What does this say? The writing is faded as if it was written long ago. Burr 6th day. If any human sets foot here, again, et it be a kind-hearted purse, if that hope I depart. Okay, so it hopes that we are a kind-hearted person. I think I'm a kind-hearted person. I think I belong here. So we'll navigate this little maze of stairs here, navigate the maze of trees, and voila, there is Mew. And you know what? While we're here, we got to solve this little maze puzzle to actually encounter Mew. We go here. Yep, okay, Mew is right in front of us. I'm going to save right here. And now, just to be a goon, I'm going to RNG manipulate a shiny Mew Virel, just for funsies. Should be right here. Yep, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, shiny Mew, just like that. Quick. One quick rip, easy clap. So yeah, that'll do it for today. I mean, that's really all there is to it. There are so many cool codes and so many cool things that you can do with arbitrary code execution in Emerald, thanks to the work of Sleipnir and merrp. So I hope this made it accessible for you guys to figure out. Just to confirm, like, this is my actual Nintendo DS. You can see my shiny Mew is right there on my DS screen. I did not do this on emulator, although it does work on emulator. If you wanted to just play it on emulator and do this stuff, the codes and all the glitches and everything work on there. But yeah, other than that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are able to try this for yourself. Peace.